happening, of course, Bitdeer is now building power plants for Bitcoin mining after a $21 million acquisition. They acquired land and a license for a 101 megawatt permitted site in Alberta, Canada for $21.7 million as a part of its strategy to become a fully integrated Bitcoin mining farm. The company announced Tuesday that it acquired a fully licensed power project on 19 acres of land near Fox Creek, Alberta, from power company I can't pronounce that, Kiwetinock Energy. The acquisition enables Bitdeer to build an on-site natural gas power plant with approval for a 99 megawatt grid interconnection with the Alberta Electric Systems Operator, AESO. Bitdeer expects to energize the power plant by Q4 of 2026 in a partnership with an engineering and construction company. Simultaneously, the company plans to develop a 99 megawatt data center dedicated to Bitcoin mining on the side. Bitdeer touts this move as a crucial step in becoming the industry's first fully integrated Bitcoin mining firm, controlling its proprietary ASIC chips, data center infrastructure, and power generation capacity. According to the company, site preparation and initial infrastructure development are set to begin in Q2 of 2025, with full energization expected in Q4 of 2026. While the land and permit acquisition cost $21.7 million in cash, Bitdeer estimates the natural gas power plant will require an additional $90 million in capital investment. The Bitcoin mining data center infrastructure is projected to cost another $30 million or $300,000 per megawatt. As of December 2024, Bitdeer managed 21.7 exahash of hashing power, including 8.9 exahash a second of proprietary hash rate and 12.8 exahash a second of hosted hash rate for clients. Now, obviously, they were leaning pretty heavy into the hash rate for hosted clients. One of the big questions that we've had over the past few years is, what's going to happen with these hosting strategies? A lot of the hosting companies may let their, hosting contracts expire as they have access to more hash power themselves and more power themselves. And this is something that we have seen from the likes of, I believe it was it Foundry or Mara, one of those. I'm not going to quote which one because off the top of my head I can't remember, but they were letting hosting contracts expire. And this was a very good business plan, which was build the infrastructure with other people's money, that you're hosting the equipment for. Once you have the infrastructure, you own the infrastructure, so all you need to do from there is get the actual hash power. But like I said, these kind of moves are signaling basically the pushing out of individuals from being able to mine. I've always said at the end of the day, Bitcoin miners will be power companies. Well, power generators really, which is at the very first in line of our infrastructure for power. And even if you're a power company or a power co-op, those options will kind of dissipate, right? You'll basically be purchasing from a power generator that's mining the Bitcoin itself. And how do you compete with that? Well, it's very difficult to. From a strategic perspective, the US needs to get on this extremely quickly. I think that there needs to be incentives to essentially compete with hash power at an international level. And if the US doesn't do that, we could catch ourselves being left behind in the race to mine the last Bitcoin at the end of the day, which could be worth quite a bit of economic prowess, right? And I think that's something that I'm really interested in seeing how this plays out. Basically, hash wars at an international level. I think state-wise, it should be looked at too, incentivizing power generators to participate within Bitcoin mining. And of course, on the power company and co-op side, incentivizing them to do similar things to what we have incentivized them to do in the past with renewable energy, right? Something that can stabilize the grid by requiring more power that can be turned off and curtailed and all that sort of thing to provide more power back to the grid in the case of essentially a natural disaster or some sort of thing like that, right? The Texas winter storm from 2021 is a great example, and some of the success that Texas saw with curtailing power in the later winters in 22, 23, and even 24. This year, we really only had in Texas maybe 2 days of cold. Some curtailment maybe helps, but not that much. Natural gas obviously is a massive strategy for a lot of people now. The generators are getting much better. They can burn much dirtier gas, and that's a big part of essentially the move forward. And I think obviously with the U.S. being the largest natural gas producer in the entire world, Texas being like pretty much a majority of that, there's a lot of untapped potential within that in and of itself. Now, I hope you enjoyed this clip from the Crypto Mining Show. If you would like to see more from this particular episode, take a look up here. Don't forget to also subscribe to the channel. And if you want to support me directly, you can go to sonofatech.locals.com and become a member. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next Tuesday.